most of you know, tools are expensive for good tools, you know, but you can go down here and buy these little cheap tools at Walmart or whatever, and you might not understand it if you don't do a lot of mechanic work, but you think we're tools in God's hand, you know. I can look at this truck over here and, you know, I've got my big toolbox. Most of the time I can fix it because I've got the right tools, you know, and I thought if I didn't have them tools, you know, I wouldn't, even though I know how to fix that truck, I wouldn't be able to fix it. I've been stuck on the road a few times and I knew how to fix it, but didn't have the tools to do it, you know, and I was sitting there working on something one day and thought God, you know, brought it up to me, and it was at a time where I wasn't walking exactly where I needed to be. And it was like he spoke to me and he said, what kind of tool are you being for me right now? You know, are you a tool that I could use, the right tool for the job to speak to somebody, or you some old rusty tool that I can't even get to work right, laying in the toolbox, you know? And I think about that a lot anymore, you know, since God brought that to my mind that day. And, you know, we need to check up sometime, you know, and am I a tool that the master mechanic can use and use in a proper way? You know, there might be somebody that he's wanting me to speak to over here, but I was in such a shape for a little while to where I was an old rusty tool. He couldn't use me to work on that man over there, you know. But if I'd been where I needed to be, if I'd been all oiled up and ready to go to work, you know, the master mechanic could have reached down and took that tool and go to work on that man over there, you know. And I'm going to have to give an account for that one of these days. You know, how many opportunities that I missed out, you know, not because God wasn't willing to work on them or witness to them, but because the fact that I wasn't the right tool for the job at the time, because I'd let myself get in a rusty and corroded condition laid in the bottom of the toolbox. You know, I think about that a lot, you know. Which tool do you want to be tonight? Do you want to be the right tool for the job, to go do this job or that job for God, or do you want to be the old broken wrench laid over there all rusted up, you know? And that's on us there, you know, what kind of tool we're going to be. You know, from now on, I want to be the right tool for the right job at the right time in his hand. If there's a job he's wanting me to do, I want to be the right tool for that job. You know, I don't want to be the old rusted up, you know, dollar store tool laid in the bottom of the box that you can't get no use out of, you know. It's still a tool, it's still in the box, just like I was, you know, still a Christian, you know, still in the church, but, you know, I can't go over here and break this big old bolt loose with a little bitty dollar store wrench. You know, you need the big snap-on or mat tool, you know. And boy, I don't know, I guess that's just the mechanic's way of looking at it, but I want to be the big snap-on wrench next time he calls me to do a job. I don't want to be the little wrench that's going to break, you know, every time he tries to put a little pressure on it. I'm afraid so often I'm that little cheap dollar store wrench, a lot more than I need to be. So, I don't know, it's just what made me think of when he's talking about that rock. You put it in the master's hand, he can do wonders with it. You know, but in my instance, I look at it as tools. A lot of it falls back on us. You know, I mean, God can do what he wants to do, but he wants us to be in a right position where he can use us. You know, and I don't know, it's just my 2 cents I think about sometimes, and I'm so guilty of just not being where I need to be with him when the time comes that he needs me, you know. I know there's so many opportunities that I've seen. I thought, man, I've had people come to me and ask me to pray or something. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm not in a position to pray for you, but what do you tell them? You know, and that's a humbling place to be. You know, when somebody comes to you looking for, they might not know how to get a hold of God, but they see you and they think that you do. You know, and when they come talk to you and, you know, want you to pray about a certain subject, and you tell them you will, then you start thinking about it, and you're like, well, shoot, I don't know right now if I can get a hold of God. You know, you might not, you know, and you don't want to tell them that at the time, but I don't know. It might just be me. But I fluctuate back and forth like everybody does, and it seems like God brings them little simple reminders to me so often, you know. You need to be where I can use you when I need you, boy. You know, that's what I keep hearing so many times. So, anybody else got anything on your heart this evening before I step aside?